It's almost 2 months since Dame Deborah James died aged 40, 5 years after she was first diagnosed with bowel cancer. She spent her final days at her parents' home in Surrey, where she raised over £7 million for cancer research and, of course, was made a dame by Prince William. It's also where she finished writing her second book, How to Live When You Could Be Dead, which is released today. And Deborah's mum, Heather, aka Bowel Gran, joins us now. Heather, it's an absolute delight to have you here today. We know Deborah loved being in this studio, sitting on our sofa, chatting, catching up with all of us. This is not your natural environment.
No.
So we very much appreciate you being here. But you're here because of absolute love and sheer pride of the book that Deborah managed to write, right up until her final days, in fact. So it was the past 2 years she spent on it.
It was, yes, yeah. 2 years she's been writing it, but the last two chapters, which are quite emotional for me to read, were done at our house in the last few weeks of her life. And not the ending she expected when she started the book 2 years ago, but she didn't know then how long she would have. And she had 2 extra years, so that was amazing.
Yeah.
So.
And she did tell you not to read those last couple of chapters, didn't she? Have you managed to find the strength to read the whole book?
I've read the last chapters now, and they are very emotional, but very, very good advice to the children as well. So that's good.
Well, you talk about advice, and that's exactly what it is, because it's part memoir, obviously, but in true Deborah style, it's all about telling us how to live our life to the best of our ability and appreciate all of the little things. And that's absolutely what I took from the book. And reading the book, I can hear Deborah's voice in every single word. And that's probably very important to you as a family now, that
totally.
her voice is still being heard.
Totally. And she was such a positive person, full of energy, right up to the last breath she took. She wanted life and loved life so much, and she wanted everybody else to experience the positivity of life. And I think what a great way to lead your life. And if we could all just take a little bit of that hope and positivity that she had, a mindset, and that is what the book hopefully will help you to achieve.
Because the final letter she does dedicate to her husband and her 2 children, Hugo and Eloise. How are they doing? How are you doing now, Heather? I'm guessing, you know, this was all expected and you were all there in those final days, but it's never quite easy to process reality.
No, obviously we knew she'd come home to die, but you still have that little bit of hope. Did they get it wrong? Would she live? She lived longer than first, you know, that we were given. I actually find it harder now as the weeks go on, because it's been longer since I've spoken to her. And like this, she should be here doing this. This is out of my comfort zone. But I would do it for her, and I know she's with me in spirit. And I'm sure she's looking down saying, Mum, you can do this. And she gave me the confidence why she was here. And I'm hoping that with her help, I can still have the confidence to go out there and still get the word out about cancer and checking your poo and, you know, and being positive about living a good life when things go wrong.
Yeah. And like she says in the book, appreciate every second. It's not just moments. It's seconds.
It is seconds, yeah. I mean, you know, days, we plan a future, but we don't always know if it's going to go in that straight line, and very rarely it does. And when you go off of that path, you can't change the fact what's happened to you. For Deborah, it was cancer. But it was so lovely that you can perhaps work together as a family and be out there and live life every second, like you said, not just because you don't know when it's going to end.
Of course. Was she always like that?
She was always...
Was she always feisty? Was she always strong-minded? She knew what she wanted. What was she like as a kid and as a teenager?
Very, very determined. For me, a very hard child to bring up, because as a mother, she was quite, so determined that there would be a battle of going on. You will do this, you won't do that. But she always enjoyed her life. loved her life, lived it to the full, and never had enough hours in the day, enough minutes in the day. Even as a very young child would ask, could we not put more than 24 hours in a day? You know, who chose 24 hours in a day?
I love that. But that was always her. It was always questioning things. How can we make it better? It was just in her DNA. Those last couple of weeks were incredibly hard for you as a family, but again, in Deborah's style, it was a whirlwind. We saw her go to Ascot and various events. The Bowel Babe Fund, remarkable amount of money raised there, something forever to be proud of. Incredible work being done still. And then, of course, Prince William pops round for tea, which certainly doesn't happen every day.
No, and again, it seems surreal that all this happened in the last 8 weeks of her life, 7 weeks of her life. And she would just sort of say, right, I want to do this, and we'd sort of look at her, and then we thought, OK. She was still bossing us at the end, and we would make this happen. And she was so determined to live every last minute. And yes, when we found out Prince William was coming only the night before, my first thought was, oh no, I need to clean the house. You know, I've got to tidy up. I've got everybody living in my house now. And then I thought, do you know what? Let's just enjoy this aspect of what she's done. And the outpouring from the public over the Bowel Babe Fund was amazing. When she said she wanted to leave a legacy, we didn't think she had very few days left, and we said, we'll do it. We promised we would do it when you've died. And she went, I'm going to see it before I die. I want it set up before I die. And this is what kept her going. She wanted so passionately to make, you know, a difference to people's lives, and I think she has.
She absolutely did. And it was just interesting something you said to me before, how we all need to appreciate our bodies more. We're constantly talking about, oh, I feel this way, I feel that way. She was the absolute opposite. It was about appreciating your healthy form.
Towards the end, unfortunately, Deborah lost the ability to walk, and she got very frustrated because she was an independent, fiery person, so she couldn't even walk to get a drink or walk. And she said to me, I said, oh, look, I feel too fat in this, and lines coming on, you know, as you get older. And she went, Mum, if your body still helps you to live, be grateful for it. And if it's fat or thin, flabby or lined or scarred, she had so many scars. But she was so grateful that it helped her live that extra few years with all the scars. And so I must be grateful, and everybody must be grateful for their body, for what it can give you. And what a message, which is life. In this modern day, when we're all so image conscious and our social media and everything else, it's the perfect line. We've been talking about Deborah always wanting to be heard, and we want to continue to hear her voice, Heather, and the book absolutely does that. But she filmed a little piece for us a little while ago, and I know you want to see this, and we're going to allow her the final word, because we know she wants that. She likes the final word,
and she
I'm sure she's up there wanting the final word.
She is. I can guess her saying that this is her moment, but I feel it absolutely encapsulates everything about Deborah and everything about the book, and here it is.
No matter how small, we have to grab those little moments whenever we see them. Soak up the good times any way you can. You may find yourself on a pathway that you didn't want to go down, but sometimes it's okay to adjust your expectations and keep walking to those dreams anyway. But if you're having a bad day today, remember tomorrow might just be that good day that you need.
Legacy is the word that you use when we now talk about about Deborah. She was remarkable, as you are as well, Heather. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
in. I know it's certainly not easy, but it's something that you want to do and that you need to do. And it's great that the family are so incredibly close and never more close over the past few weeks. I'm guessing it was...
Oh, yes, it brought us... We had the best 8 weeks in a funny sort of way. Even though she died at the end, we knew she was going to die. What a way, you know, for us to all be together.
Absolutely. Deborah's book, How to Live When You Could Be Dead, is out today, and in true Dame Deborah fashion, with her legacy as a campaigner, £3 from every book sold in the UK will be paid to the BioBabe Fund for Cancer Research. And don't forget, on our website, you can still download our No Bats leaflet, which gives all the signs and symptoms of bowel cancer. Thank you so much, Heather. We will be seeing each other soon, undoubtedly. You will be back talking about our next big thing, won't we?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.